natural immunity versus vaccine immunity. So Pfizer recently released a 55,000-page document, which Pfizer didn't want to release for 75 years. The document showed that natural immunity was just as good as vaccine immunity, if not better, in the terms of protecting individuals from getting infected. Pfizer withheld this information from the rest of the world because they are vaccine manufacturing company. So, under the pandemic supply deal, Pfizer is charging the US $19.50 per dose, which is £15.13 in British pounds. So, what's our UK population? 68,534,964. Maybe we've had a baby today, who knows? Anyway, you can imagine Pfizer will receive a large amount of money. Over £1 billion. I've got a summary here. If anyone wants to volunteer to come and read it out, you feel free to come and do that. That is just for one dose per person. Now triple that. As you can see, Pfizer has an incentive not to tell the British people about natural immunity. The CDC have understood this as they work hand in hand with Pfizer and the FDA. Natural immunity is far superior than vaccinated immunity. The Israeli study, one of many, showed that natural immunity was by 13 times greater than vaccinated immunity. The Science magazine, which reported on this, said that the study found that never infected people who were vaccinated in January and February were, in June, July and the first half of August, 6 to 13 times more likely to get infected than unvaccinated people who were previously infected with the coronavirus. Further, the risk of developing systematic COVID-19 was 27 times higher among the vaccinated, and the risk of hospitalisation was 8 times higher. There were over 100,000 NHS workers in the UK who refused to take the COVID-19 vaccine. They were not prepared to take a substance which was A, not protecting them, and B, had so many side effects that had just been brushed to the side. So why would we put the children at more risk? The government, the NHS, the CDC have decided that Pfizer vaccine is the best one for children. But there have been, to this date, 485,939 serious adverse reactions, which have been reported to the government's yellow card scheme. 3,424 of these have been for those who are under 18 years old. Yes, 3,424 of these have been for children. Under the age of 18, they have been they have had adverse reactions. Again, this is only for the Pfizer injection. Moderna and AstraZeneca have statistics just as high. The clinical trials were not carried out on pregnant women, which would make it an experimental drug, as clearly they had no data to show whether it was safe or not, short or long term. As I said before, I will say it today and I will say it tomorrow. Our children should not be put at risk. The studies show that even immunocompromised children and young people are at no increased risk from severe COVID-19. The vaccines are far more dangerous. Natural immunity is by all means superior, and each child's life is clearly just another £15 into the bank for Pfizer. So, I leave you with this. What other medications and vaccines are causing harm? My plea is that you would all do in-depth research, critically think and question everything that is being offered to the children, and of course yourself. This is all pharmaceuticals, the food, TV and the education. The list just goes on and on, but we have to protect the children. Thank you. Would you like to come and say something?
Come on, Gaynor. Come on.
You want to use that? Okay. If he wants to use that, that's fine. How many more speakers?
Right. Can all hear me? Hello everyone. Today I'd just like to speak about the Cornwall COVID vaccine victims website. It's been developed to respectfully collect information on the unfortunate adverse reactions which have been caused by the COVID vaccine and how it has affected all age groups within our communities. We would like to hear from you if you or a loved one have suffered an adverse reaction after receiving the COVID-19 injections. You can submit a report by visiting the Submit Vaccine Injury page. And you can please feel free to contact us via email at cornwallcovidvaccinevictims@protonmail.com. But the website has loads of information that you can find out more about. And it will direct you to different websites. We know that the NHS know what's going on. Many of them know what's going on, but they are choosing to ignore it or hide behind their desks and hide behind their masks and not talk to one another about what's happening, apart from in small groups. But many of them know and are choosing not to say anything. This is wrong. So if you are an NHS person here, a nurse or a doctor or a consultant, and you know what's happening, and you're giving these injections, because I know that there are doctors who are happily giving these injections and being paid for it, knowing that they shouldn't be given to children or pregnant women. They've known this for a long time and they continue to do so, and this is wrong. So please, I implore those people to start speaking up, because it will affect your children in the years to come. And if they manage to mandate it through the back door, which is what they will do, it will be passed down to all the professions, to the teachers. No profession will be left untouched from being mandated this experimental and dangerous vaccine. So you've got to start speaking up, NHS. It's not good enough to say that you've got to put food on the table and pay your mortgage. Yes, of course you do. We've all got to do these things. But what good is that when you're having to inject your own children later on with this vaccine? They're not going to be there. Your children aren't going to be there to benefit from these mortgages and from the rent being paid, because they'll be ill in the long term potentially, because we know there's no long-term safety data. You've got to start speaking out, because in a minute more the great public are going to want to know why you didn't speak out, because there's enough information out there for me to do the research and for you guys here to do the research. And really, most of us know a lot of you NHS have done the research. So start speaking up. Hiding and being quiet no more. Because you won't be forgiven in the long run, and you won't forgive yourselves. So guys, speak. Now is the time. We can't keep doing it for you. Okay guys, thanks for listening and thanks for